welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to do a breakdown of what I have painted in my watercolor sketchbook. So this sketchbook I have had for a little over a year now. I just filled it up last month and I can't wait to actually show you everything I've created. I feel like I've really grown as an artist with this. I went through many eras of not using it, hence why it took me a year, especially since it's only like 20 to 30 pages in it. But I had a great time and I'm going to show it to you. So this is a sketchbook I got off of Amazon. It actually came with two, so I'm now working on a second watercolor sketchbook that I will eventually get to show you. So stay tuned for that in the future. I only have about 2 pages, I think, painted with this one, but here we go with this one. So I was inspired to actually get a watercolor sketchbook by, I cannot remember her name. I'm going to put it here. That's who she is. She's got the best watercolor page in terms of just like the authenticity of what she does and how she portrays herself. It's really great. So definitely give her a follow, check her out. And she started doing, first off, all she uses for like her page, it seems like, are watercolor sketchbooks. And I was like, I want to try that. And instead of committing with a really big one, I wanted to get a smaller one, especially since everything I've done in the past has always been just taking watercolor paper and either taking it at the size it was. Actually, take that back. Most of the watercolor paintings I've done in the past were paintings that were taken off of cheap watercolor paper. Literally the first watercolor book I ever got, watercolor like sketch pad, I got it 4-5 years ago, and I've just been using that periodically because I've gone through many dry periods of like not painting at all. I'll go like a couple months without painting, and then I'll paint 2 or 3 paintings, and then I won't paint again for another like 2 to 3 to 6 months. So yeah, I finally finished that up. I have varying pages. I'm not cutting pages down anymore, or at least not for any of the projects I'm currently working on, which is super awesome. But I wanted to give you a little breakdown of this watercolor sketchbook. So I got this, I can't remember if I've said this already, but I got these two off of Amazon. It's probably about a 4x6, give or take, size. And yeah, cute little thing. The regular like 140-pound paper. So yeah, so oh wow, this took me, there we go. I worked on this for a year, August 2024 to August 2025, periodically throughout the year. And I am just going to show you some of my paintings. So usually, and I started off doing this, but I did not finish with, or maybe I did. I love to title my paintings that I do. Literally, I've been doing it since the beginning. I give them a title, I write down the month and year that I painted them, because in my opinion, if one day I finally make it big and I get famous, you know the title of my art, and you know when I made it. So it's a really fun thing for me to do. It makes me feel more like a professional artist, even though I haven't quite gotten to that tier yet, haven't sold any of my paintings, but I absolutely love doing it, and it's kind of been my stress reliever for like ever since I got de-stressed from it, because when I first started painting, super stressful trying to learn. I'm self-taught watercolor. So anyway, here is my first one. It is just a cute little house with like a little shed with like a mountain view behind it. I had a great time. I painted it and I did not love it, and then I went back with my micron pens and just kind of cleaned it up a little bit, added some extra bits of shading, and I feel like it just really gave it that spark that it needed. I titled it The Little Farm, and did it in August 2025. Next, so one thing about me, I am very inspired by the photos that I take. So many times the paintings I do are either copies of photos I've taken or they're at least heavily inspired by photos I've taken. So this is a painting I did in December 2024. I titled it The Noble Church, and it's inspired by St. Mary's Basilica in Natchez, Mississippi. So this is a photo I took, like, I want to say I took it New Year's Eve. Oh, that would have been New Year's Eve 2022, because I went to Spain literally right after. And it was a cute little church, looking up the sky. I loved it. And I painted it. And so this was first time I'd painted since August. And I did this one, and I was really happy with how it turned out. And it was a fun little practice for me. This next one, not as happy with. So the watercolor painter I mentioned previously, she has been doing a painting challenge. I haven't kept up with it. I've instead kind of broken off and started doing some of my own paintings stuff I just really enjoy. But her challenges really got me back into the art, which I could not be more excited about. So this first one, kind of a blah painting. It is, did I give it a title? It's called A Winter Scene, January 2025. Please don't pick on me in the comments about this, but it's not great. You don't have to tell me that, but I couldn't quite get like the snow, like the shaded snow vibes right. And it's okay because I don't see snow very often. I live in South Mississippi. I live in Mississippi in general. We don't get snow often, so I'm not that mad about it not doing great. But this next one was super fun to work on. It's fun to play with like the colors of it, you know? So I call this one A Suburban Sunset. It's just got a bunch of houses down a street, very suburban, you know? And, you know, like the sunset comes down, it colors everything. Nothing looks the color it's supposed to be. And I feel like I truly embodied it with this one, so super excited about it though. I had a great time. I really loved it. So, another one tested me as an artist. Tested me, like I'm not a drawer. I'm not good at drawing. I've never particularly been great at drawing. It's crazy. I've been painting for 4 or 5 years. I'm just now learning how to draw and feel confident with it. So maybe I can one day do like a little sketchbook breakdown and kind of go through that. That'd be really fun. But this one I called Cliffside Views, also February 2025. And it just didn't work how I wanted it to. But it's okay. We love her. I love all of my art. I don't love them equally, but I love all of them. I'm sure any other artist can agree. But yeah. Next, so this is actually one that I feel kind of like okay about, but it was really fun playing like dark colors. I'm usually very much like a bright color or neutrals person. I don't like to lean into the dark colors that often, but this one is one of my boyfriend's favorites. I titled it a moody lakeside sunset. I did it February as well, and here she is. And so I just really wanted to be able to capture like the silhouette vibes of all of it with a little bit of that like reflection into the lake. I think this is probably one of the last ones I did. No, this is one of the last ones I did of, I want to say her name's like Julian Sinclair. I don't know. You need to check her out. She's super awesome. But this was one of the last ones I did of her challenge. Titled it Lakeside Reflections, also in February. I did this. I feel like okay about it. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. She's cutesy regardless. Next is, so this is the last one. I had started it. Literally, I had sketched it. I did the sky, and that is it. And I was like, I need to come back to this. Never came back to it. I was goofing off with watercolors a couple months ago when I was getting to the tail end of working on the sketchbook, and the little finishing of it. I have no idea what the actual painting looked like. I just did a little goofing and played with like some more like autumn colors. So basically colors I don't usually use, but here it is. And I feel like it was just really fun to play with those colors and work around as an artist. Did not give it a title though, because I think I was in the era of I wasn't really titling things. So, next up, I, in 2024, became a very big fan of the TV show 911. I'm currently struggling through the most recent season, season 9, and hoping that everything turns out how I want it to. Stay tuned, I guess, with me to see if it does. But I have practiced painting people many times. I've never truly gotten really good at it. I've only actually done it for special paintings for my parents, stuff like that. So this gave me a really great excuse to practice painting people. So to open up with, I painted Buck and Eddie kind of walking away. I didn't like the background that was in my inspo photo, so I kind of made my own background, and it's okay, it's real cutesy, but yeah. I loved it. You can check out the time lapse of these. They're all posted as shorts, and they're also on my TikTok, so check them out and let me know what you think. Also, just let me know what you think here. But I did this in March 2025, titled it They're Just Buddies, hence the ship name. So this next one was a bit of a flop for my people painting. It's okay. We all have flops. It's how you do them. Do you banish them, or do you embrace your flops? I'm embracing my flop because I was working with fun colors at least. So yeah. This one is of a screen grab from season 7 when they were at Chimney's bachelor party, and it was just really funny. And I said, I titled it Buddies Before Destruction because it was before everything went really crazy in that episode. But I did this in March 2025. Next one, so this was supposed to be, I was gonna do a little Marvel series of the characters as Marvel characters. Wasn't feeling it, but I was inspired by somebody on TikTok that had decided all these different Marvel characters that the 911 characters would be. So this was supposed to be Buck as Spider-Man, but it really just looks like it's just Spider-Man. I didn't put a logo because I wanted it to be kind of ambiguous, because every Spider-Man's a little different. But yeah, I really loved working on this one. This one was kind of more, I had to be very specific about where I put everything, and so it was really fun working on it in that instance, in that aspect. And I titled it very aptly Spider-Buck. Also did it in March. Next, so usually I would try to base the painting. At this point is when I started trying to base the paintings based off whatever happened in the episode. So clearly I was doing these during the second half of the season. So based on whatever happened in the show is based off whatever I did. They're not always screen grabs from the actual show, but in this case I think it was. But it's Maddie and Chimney and G all at Buck's store. I thought it was really cutesy, and titled it Madney and Company, seeing Uncle Buck, and I just thought it was really fun, and I felt like I was able to really capture the vibes of each of the characters. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. Next up, so this may have been a in-between week, so they obviously skip weeks quite a bit. But anyway, I loved it, and I wanted to do it. Because if you can't tell, I'm a bit of a buddy shipper. This is from a photo from season 2 of Eddie and Chris and Buck. This is when they went to take Chris to see Santa, and it was so fun to work on. It was really cutesy. It really kind of tested me as an artist in terms of just being able to get their clothes feeling right and not feeling like they're just really flat and just blah. So yeah, and called it the first Buckley Diaz Christmas. Did this one in March. Next up, so this was probably when Eddie and Chris hung out, got to see each other in the show. It's a screen grab from one of the earlier seasons of Eddie holding Chris. I titled it Chris is Eddie's Sunshine, and I did it SON shine because he's his son and his sunshine. Next one was I feel like I didn't do him justice with this one, but it's okay. I tried my best. I tried doing her glasses, and I couldn't get them to where I liked them, but it's okay. But I did this after, like, Hen had the episode where she was, like, feeling invisible and everybody forgot her birthday, so gave her a little bit of love. And probably aptly titled this, if I'm remembering right, Hen Isn't Invisible, April 2025. Next up, we have some sad ones. At least I feel like they're kind of sad. This one was a behind the scenes photo of Peter Krause. Um, Peter and Oliver Stark kind of goofing around. And so this one was really fun to work on. I loved it. And yeah, it was awesome. But I called it You're My Buckaroo. And then also like subtitled it Father Son Trust Fall. Did this one in April. Next up, we have Bobby and Athena kind of posing, power couple, right? And titled it Early Bobby and Athena. Wasn't very creative with it, but it was like the very beginning of their relationship. Did this one in April. Next up, I'm almost positive this is the one after Bobby died, and everybody, me included, were crying. Or actually, I did this one and my next one because we had like a week in between, and so yeah. It's Bobby and Buck, obviously. We need a little father-son moment. I've been watching you, like based on like the song, like the father-son country song from like the 2000s. Of I've Been Watching You. It's real cute. Then we did a little Ravi appreciation painting because we love him, and I don't paint him enough. I didn't paint him enough. I painted literally everybody else. So I literally just titled it Ravi because it's a little Ravi appreciation. This one I don't think I ever posted. I didn't love the way it turned out, but it was like a group photo that they had all taken behind the scenes, just them goofing off in the firehouse. And I didn't love the way it looked, so yeah. But I called it the 911 family and did this one in May. And then I took a little bit of time off, and I did not title any of these because I hate myself apparently. But I did these in August, and I started goofing around with incorporating the micron pens a bit more because they've just been sitting here staring at me. So I was working a bit with like drawing first with the pens and then painting over them. So yeah, so we have some cute little flowers. I was following a YouTube video where somebody was doing these and just kind of taking like the inspiration that they were doing and doing the same. And I think they turned out really cute. I really like how it all worked out. Next was another little tutorial on how to like look at an image, draw it without having to do basically, I think it's called like urban sketching. And so this was me practicing urban sketching. So we'll do like one side of the page at a time. So we have like some pancakes, a little phone booth, and then a window with a plant box. And then we come over here to the other side. We've got a little vase with some tulips, a seagull, and then a little like table, like I would usually say like outside of a coffee shop. And so most of these were really fun. I hated the table outside the coffee shop. It was my least favorite one to work on. But it's okay. We all have least favorite thingies that we work on. But, alrighty. So we're getting to the tail end of this, and we're about to get to my goof off pages. So this one was another tutorial. I was just trying to like work on stuff, trying to like learn new skills in terms of painting, because I feel like some of my stuff's getting really stagnant. I felt like I wasn't really inspired a whole lot to paint. So, yeah. We had this little like mountain town. I did a tutorial on urban sketching and did like the practice of the sketching and painting over it, and I'm feeling more comfortable doing pen sketches while painting. So yeah. And this last one, I really wanted to fill a whole page up with flowers. So instead I did 2 pages. And on top of that, I made it sparkly. And so we're going to see if the sun catches the sparkles for y'all. But I have some like really cheap palettes that I was playing around with for these, because I need to show the cheek palettes some love. And the cheek palettes I have a whole palette of like sparklies. So like we have this one, kind of see there it is. But we have like some flowers, and they sparkle and shine. We love it. We have a whole nother page of flowers that also sparkle and shine. And so it was a lot of fun to really work on those. And that is everything for this sketchbook, and I absolutely loved every second. I loved almost every second at least of working on it, and I can't wait to fill up my next sketchbook and show you everything I'm making in that one. But until then, bye, adios. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, please. Let me know if there's anything that you think I should paint, any other art supplies I should kind of walk through. Like I said, I've got sketchbooks, I've got paintings I've been working on, acrylic paintings, I have watercolor paintings I've been working on that are not in a sketchbook. So I could show you any and all of those. Follow me on TikTok at the BM Edit. I post my photography and my paintings and my drawings, everything on there. And subscribe if you want to see more content like that. Until next time, bye.